Sotu!
Welcome to Sotu episode 18.
Finals, baby!
Here we go. We're here with Pete Garden.
Jason Hyam. Where's your mustache? Your wicked finals mode.
Oh, sorry, mate. I can't grow one as beautiful as this.
It's because you keep shaving it like your arms, eh?
It's fair. We're going to get you some special gel or something to curl these ends up properly. It's spectacular. It's going to be so good.
Very good.
So good. Right.
Hey, look, coming from Carl's office today.
Here we are.
Flash,
yeah,
hey, nice chairs. So better than the old three-legged stools we get to sit on out in the office.
Yeah, having to balance on the other one. Yeah.
The boss's room is a place to be.
Warm, comfortable. Yeah, much better.
Anyhow,
we kick him out every week to do it.
Maybe we need to. All right. Hope you're having fun in Sydney, Carl.
Yeah.
All right. So look, let's jump straight on to ladders. Okay. So all the 15, in fact, all the minor rounds are all done and dusted.
Cleaned up, and finals in we come.
Yeah, there we go. So let's take a quick look at the ladders. Swipe it over. Okay, so under 12s here, Old Collegians taking out the top spot there. Onkaparinga, Brighton and Adelaide University rounding out that top four for the under 12s competition.
Fantastic.
Jumping on to the under 14s, very quick. Brighton with a clean run for the season for themselves.
14 from 14.
That's right, yeah. And that was where there were some buys and things like that as well. So every match they played, got the win with it. Okay, so very good for them. So Brighton on top there with Barossa in second, Burnside and then Onkaparinga rounding out the top four for the under 14s. Into 16s, very close one here. The top three teams all ending on 57 competition points.
Unbelievable, huh? That's crazy.
The fourth spot team on 55.
It is so close.
Which is a competition we've been looking at all year.
All the way through, absolutely.
To keep it really close. And in actual fact, there was, so as we go through, and we've got to go through in detail again when we're preparing for finals.
Absolutely.
Was discovered that there are a couple of matches. So Onkers were actually on top from the points differential.
All right.
But there was a couple of matches that didn't meet the competition rules criteria in terms of minimum players in their opposition. So they had to be re-recorded as forfeited matches.
Okay.
Which has changed their points differential. So it doesn't change who's playing who in week one. Just change that 1 and 2 spots.
Fortunately, actually, because that communication breakdown going into there could have, with all of them being on the same points, could have cost them their second chance.
Well, yeah.
Going through. Lucky it didn't, and it's just they're still in the 1 versus 2 and they still have the second chance. But yeah,
that's right. Important for the managers, and we'll be hot on to trot to this on, especially through finals. It's got to be. Got to be squeaky clean.
It's going to have to be perfect, yeah.
All right, so the 18s ladder. Again, Brighton rounding out the top of 18s with then Barossa, Southern Suburbs and Burnside in the top four for the under 18s competition. Onto third grade, all 5 teams who competed in third grade because we've got it's 5 teams competing in senior finals.
All right, yeah.
Right, so all 5 going through to finals, but you can see there that the top 2, Onkaparinga and Old Coles, same competition points. When you look at points differential, Old Coles missed out by 3 points in the differential.
3 points. That is so unbelievably close.
And there was a bit of chat around that. And again, if you want the full story and details around that, I'm happy to share it. But there were some miscalculations on the pitch.
Oh, in the game,
in the 9 seconds of the match around where points differential would leave them and things like that. So look, but that made for an exciting finish anyway out of the third grade, and it'll be good to see how those teams.
Fantastic, yeah, that'll be exciting.
In the women's, again, Adelaide University, 15 from 15, unbeaten all season, taking out the top there with Southern Suburbs in second, Burnside third, and then Onkaparinga and Woodville rounding out the bottom there on equal competition points on 36.
All right.
Just pipping Brighton women by a couple of competition points
on
there.
34, absolutely. So that's exciting.
So, and great to see, Onkaparinga, who didn't have a women's team a couple of years ago, where there were some movements and things that happened there, and they've been redeveloping over the last 2 years, found themselves back in some finals contention.
Well and truly in the finals too, in fourth place there,
yeah. Onto reserve grade. Old Collegians, again, 15 from 15. It's going to be a
solid,
tough one to beat through finals, but they've rounded out the top of the table there with Onkaparinga in second, Brighton in third, Burnside in fourth, and then Southern Suburbs in fifth. So they'll be playing for the reserve grade competition now.
All right.
And then we split now reserve grade into top 5, bottom 5. So there's reserve grade and then reserve grade 2.
Okay.
So these other 5 teams, so Port, Adelaide Uni, Woodville, Elizabeth and Barossa will be playing off for the reserve grade 2 championship.
All right, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And then moving right along to Premier Grade, Brighton rounding out the top of Premier Grade there with Old Collegians in second, Burnside third, Onkaparinga in fourth, and Southern Suburbs rounding out the top half of that Premier Grade ladder. Same competition points as Port.
That was exciting. So that came down to the wire on Saturday, didn't it?
By points.
Us and College against each other, and then
and then Barossa and Port were having their match in the Prem Grade,
and Barossa got up, and Port stayed down. So that's interesting.
So that's how that one ends, right? So then the bottom half of that. So again, the top 5 will play off for Premier Grade. And then the bottom 5 in that ladder there will play off for Premier Grade 2.
Okay.
Will be the name of that competition, right? So if you're looking for those in your app now, there's 2 new competitions that's in there. If you see it, they're labelled with finals only.
All right.
There's Premier Grade, which is travelled on from the season. And then there's a new competition in there called Premier Grade 2, which is finals only, which has got the fixtures for those teams that are competing in that through finals.
And what's the other one? You said there were 2.
Reserve Grade 2.
Reserve Grade 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's right.
Easy way to track.
So it brings us right to, and speaking of finals, we're at Elizabeth this weekend.
Here we go.
2 days of finals with with first matches kicking off at 8:40.
Good luck to the Lizzie volunteers for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be it's going to be good fun.
It's going to be full on, you know.
Yeah.
But what I get really excited about finals is that of all the rugby being played in the state on the day, it's at one place. Everybody can come along, you know, and it's a real opportunity to come together as a community. Catch up with people you might not have seen for a few rounds. Yeah, watch some great rugby. Watch some rugby you might not have seen during the year in other grades.
Absolutely, some teams you haven't had a crack at. Yeah,
grab yourself a drink, grab yourself something to eat. Nice spot on the sidelines there, behind the rope, I might add.
Yeah, very important. A lot of space. Fortunately, a lot of space. And Lizzie and Brian behind the rope, so that's all right.
So look, let's drop this up.
Bring those in.
So these are the matches for this weekend. So on Saturday the 24th. We can see the pitch 1 games there, so there'll be 6 games on pitch 1 with 4 games on pitch 2, with the juniors starting off the morning for us and then leading into the seniors in the afternoon.
Excellent.
Same structure on the Sunday.
It's nice there that the under 16's not used to starting early. But really great for them to play on pitch 1. Rather than push them later in the day and end up out on pitch 2. At least the older kids, it's something to aspire to from a younger perspective.
Correct.
Is to have that crack on pitch 1.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and all games for this round, all games on Saturday are what you might call qualifiers, if you like.
So it's 2 versus 3.
So 2 versus 3, and so all the 2 versus 3 matches that are in there, or 1 versus 2 if it's in the junior grades.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So anybody who loses on Saturday will still get a chance next week.
Yeah.
Okay. The Sunday ones are your elimination ones. So if you lose your match on the Sunday,
then you
drop out.
That's it. Cool.
That's right. So that's our finals matches coming up. So looking forward to that one. It's going to be
awesome.
A great week.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good. Can't wait. I love finals footy. So good.
All right. So we had a few Ask Roosters come through.
Ask Rooster. There we go.
Looking one of the ones that we've had come through here. We've got Kebab Bam.
All right.
I'm not sure who Kebab, and I'm not sure, is it pronounced Kebab in South Australia?
Mate. Kebab.
Kebab? Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Kebab Bam.
I think it depends what the kebab is. So, in South Africa, it's bits of meat with a stick through it. That's a kebab.
That's a shish kebab.
But there you go.
Right, okay. Anyway, this is enough chat about kebabs. So the question, top 5 most memorable moments from the season.
Here we go.
We had a quick chat on it for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But the things that came to light, if we look national level, Gold-Blooded Tour. Unreal.
What a fantastic. Ex-Wallabies coming through, get to hold the World Cup. A bunch of kids that haven't seen rugby before getting exposed to top level. What a cracker.
That was really cool.
Absolutely.
I think our South Australian owned Eva Kapani getting her cap for the Wallaroos.
Playing an international cap for at the highest level. Awesome.
Excellent to see. And then, I've got to slide in there, just the Wallabies win over the All Blacks in Perth.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Let's only think 2 weeks ago. It's
been a while.
Let's not focus on Eden Park, hey?
Don't even know, mate.
But for the local stuff, I thought Junior Gala Day at the start of the year just really set the tone for the year. It was unreal seeing all those kids and things out there.
Everybody out there, everybody having a go. So many kids running around in one place, just there to play rugby and have fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. We had DHP down from the Rebels as well. Dan Hurley-Petty.
Yeah.
Coming wandering around and shaking hands and getting plenty of photos and signing.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it was a good day.
Good to have support from the Rebels on that one as well. Thank you. And then some of the successes in state rep program.
Yeah, guys, I mean, really, really good to be able to get, we talk about the wins with the juniors, but also just so important, like the little wins.
Yeah.
Being able to send a girls team to nationals and field a team solid through the week of our players. Little wins like that are just so great, coming off the back end of our community development and seeing those players coming through to be able to compete at that top end. Really, really good. So awesome. Very exciting.
And I think some of our memorable moments for the year are yet to come. The whole final series is going to be fantastic.
Next 4 weeks is going to be
World
brilliant.
Cup coming up. There's
NRC weekend, 2 weeks
on
time.
the 7th of September with the junior grand finals. We've got NRC2
coming up,
being hosted in Adelaide,
26th to 29th September. Under 12s regionals, they're all underway training at the moment. So
Aon Sevens is hosting another
Aon
leg.
Sevens in Adelaide in October.
Yes,
12 and 13. So that's fantastic.
Plenty of stuff happening. So there's some memorable moments for you. But send through your memorable moments. Let us know what's happening.
For sure on hashtag Roosa Community.
Yeah,
which we'll get to a bit later. Yeah.
Okay. So next one, Jack John's criteria for winning the best under 21s player. Is Jack still under 21?
Jack's definitely still under 21. He was under 18 last year. I mean, he looks about 32.
Yeah, but, to be fair. All right, so the criteria there. Every week, the referees in Premier grade only, women and under 18s.
Correct.
They do a 3-2-1 for best players.
Correct.
And then they also vote for the best tackler.
Yes.
So basically, those votes for best player, the 3-2-1s, are all added up throughout the year for Premier grade. And then we go through that, and the first player on the highest number of total points, who is under 21, is the winner of the under 21.
Correct. Just like the first player who is in the open category is Don Smith winner.
Correct.
Don Smith night next week, Wednesday
next week.
So really exciting. In fact, you know what? On hashtag Roosa Community, give us or on Ask Roosa for next week.
Yeah.
Give us your shout out who you think's going to win Don Smith
yeah.
or the under 21s or the Edna Riley trophy. So for the women, obviously Edna Riley. So whoever you think's going to win it, give us a shout. Let us know.
So for Jack, if you've been playing a lot of reserve grade and things, mate, unfortunately those reserve grade votes and your performance in reserve grade doesn't count towards the under 21s.
Correct. It's got to be Premier grade are the only ones who get votes.
Correct.
So.
All right, Cohen Peters saying, how's it going, fellas? Going very well.
Pretty good, Cohen.
Pretty excited. Hope you're doing well as well. Hope to see you around at finals too.
He's carrying a little injury. Cohen, I think he broke his hand. He's got a cast on. So hopefully that's better and he'll be around, definitely.
Good stuff. Aaron from Northern Territory.
Aaron's back.
Aaron Hawthorne.
There you go.
From Northern Territory Rugby Union is asking, will Roosa be sending teams to the hottest sevens? Well, look, as Roosa...
We have in the past.
We have in the past,
I know that Burnside sent teams up in the past.
Yep, there have been club teams, though,
There have
right?
been club teams. It's not a national championships as such. It's not a rep team kind of thing to go up. I'd love an excuse to go to Darwin anytime. I've only been there for 5 minutes once, so it'd be great to go up and have another look. But
let's not forget as well, Elizabeth Rugby Union Club here in South Australia run the longest running sevens competition in the Southern Hemisphere.
In the Southern Hemisphere, absolutely. So
we'll see some Northern Territory teams in that one too.
That'd be good. Tell you what, hey Ron, let's have a chat and maybe we can go. We bring one there, you bring one here, or two or three, either way, whatever. We'll make a plan.
Very good.
Yep.
All right, Angus Chave, are we having a sevens comp for juniors?
Yes.
I want to throw this one to you. I know in the midst of all the final stuff we're doing, we've been talking about it, me, you and Lisa, but
correct.
Have we got that locked in?
There's been some planning around it. We didn't have our final lock in, but it looks like it's going to be yes, we are having the sevens comp. The issue is planning around times and dates. It looks like it's going to be midweek evenings for 2 or 3 weeks. Just got to find out how that fits in with 700,000 other things that are happening with everything. But yes, definitely going ahead. That's the club competition at different age groups.
Any of those juniors players who are keen on planning a bit more sevens in the off season, there will be a sevens competition.
Definitely, and that'll be in September, so coming up very soon. Yeah.
Great. Question for Jason from Darcy Mulrooney. What was your highlight of the rep tours this year?
Oh, that's tough. That is tough. We touched on those already in the highlights of our obviously.
We have, It's
always nice to get out with a rep team and have a win. Come away with winning some success. But other success stories, as you say, players in the girls team, the numbers of players, also having Alicia Pinar named in the merit squad. Yeah. Those are all real highlights. Yeah. Being able to be proud of our young players who are going away and living rugby values through that, and
success
having
isn't always just measured on results on the pitch. Success is much broader than
very much so, and something that was, I would say, probably the biggest highlight was when I was away. Oh, actually, it happened twice. So when I was away with the boys and when I was away with the girls, was the tournament organizer coming across and saying how great the South Australian players were, their energy, their positivity, and not only on the field but also around the competition of how well they were doing. So congratulations.
And that's been some of my experiences in the past as well in previous years as a manager for some of the state rep teams. Is that it's something that South Australia I think can hang a hat on a bit, is the way that we conduct ourselves at these tournaments and things too. You're always on display. And national managers and teams are always looking at you and things like that. So it's
very much so.
Well,
absolutely.
Okay, Meg Louisa. How can people get involved with delivering rugby clinics for kids?
That's your area, mate.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that one. So I guess it kind of depends on what you're hoping to achieve, whether this is from a club perspective or more broadly, across for the union.
Getting into the community, yeah.
Yeah, so there's some minimum standards, things like smart rugby, things like working with children's checks, all of those types of things.
Yep.
What we're trying to do from a development perspective is to target schools which are around clubs and link those schools with club.
Fantastic,
and create those relationships there.
Absolutely.
So, look, if you're involved at a club at the moment and you've spoken with the junior coordinator there and you want to get involved in some development around that particular club, then reach out to me individually and let's explore that and see what that's like and,
Fantastic,
and what leads and contacts we have. There's a fair bit to it that I won't go into it at the moment, but yeah, very easy to do.
How do they get hold of you, mate?
First step,
email?
Probably pete.garden@sarugby.com.au.
There you go. Easy.
In there. All right, and then Mr. Waltz 5 coming to us from across the ditch, I think.
Here we go. Yeah, he's emigrated. Calem, so good to hear from you, mate, over on that side.
Made a question or comment around having a neutral ref from interstate for a good standard for Prem's grand final.
Interesting there. You had an interesting point about continuity of
a couple
game
schools of
understanding.
thought, right? Yeah. So if you get a brand new ref, and something that I think came up maybe 3 or 4 years ago, where even from South Australian referees, the referee who was officiating a particular grade wasn't necessarily a referee who did most of those matches throughout the year, so I was unfamiliar in the way they officiated their matches and things like that as well, right? So the Referees Association in their selections now spend a lot of time and effort in who's our pool of referees who are doing senior men's or women's or 18s or whatnot, and then who's the best from those to be officiating those matches through finals, right? So at least if you had somebody coming from interstate, particularly for Prem grade, that may cause frustrations on the day, and probably unnecessary frustrations on the day, with an interstate referee who's officiating a match like they would for the teams that they know in a Shoot Shield or in a Queensland comp or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's one school of thought on that, so on both sides of it. You also had a...
Yeah, for me it's also, like the referees work hard all year, they train, they have feedback sessions, they have meetings, they build towards finals, education stuff all the way through. And it's their grand final too. They're excited. The referee appointments came out for this. The guys are excited about what games they've got, who they're reffing. Just want to get out there and referee games. The referees are all very positive.
Yeah.
So if you then say to those guys, "Oh, thank you very much for your year, but we're going to bring," it's like saying to a team who's been playing all year, made it to the finals, gets a final position appointment, if you will, and then we go, "Oh, thank you guys, we're going to get an interstate team to come in and play the final, because if we have Shoot Shield teams playing, then maybe we'll get a better standard of game."
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it is, and so.
Well, I think it's important,
important,
and it's good to have the conversation around it. But that's some of the thoughts, I guess, that we've shared.
Also important, and cost. is the other thing. Is, you know, flying guys in, having them stay in, whatever, you know, do you bring 1, do you bring 5, do you bring 20, you know. So there's a lot of things around that. Yes, you know, sometimes it's a good idea. We have the referee round where we bring in a celebrity referee, if you will. Yeah. So last year we had Shane Barr come over and do a game. And again, guys, you know, not used to his style of refereeing and, you know, not being able to get away with certain things or being able to get away with certain things on a day can disrupt your performance. So, yeah, all these things to think about when you're looking at that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yep. All right, cool. Well, that rounds out our Ask Roosa. Let's touch on some Roosa community photos that came in.
Some fantastic stuff from the last week.
Swipe some of those up.
Craig Earnshaw. Roosa community.
Hashtag
Roosa community.
Look the right way, mate. Come
that
on.
way, that way. Which way? What are you doing?
Like
oh, right. Okay. There we go. Okay.
What are you doing?
All right. No, we're good.
Anyway, Craig Earnshaw, 350 games for Southern Suburbs.
350 games.
Unreal. I was actually down there watching that match. They came through there. I don't know what they call it, but you know the signs that run through it. Had one of those, had his kids and stuff there as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And he played that whole match too.
All the way through.
Yeah. So didn't take a rest or anything. Too excited.
350. Is that that's like 20 years? It's what, 17 games a season average?
Yeah.
That's 20 years of rugby. That's good going.
We've got Michael Divisio and Michael Deacon out of Burnside, 500 each.
500 games each, both on the same day. That's more than 20 years of rugby. But fantastic achievement.
Yeah,
you know?
Well done, gentlemen. Yeah,
the half ton. That's massive. Yeah. So congratulations to you guys. Obviously, we've got some great examples of guys in the community playing a lot of rugby, and you know, we all love it. Yeah. And great to see the guys getting stuck in there. So awesome! Congratulations.
Okay, look, I think that's us for this one.
That's it.
Recorded on a Wednesday this week.
Given all the final stuff. Old Pete's been neck deep in all kinds of stuff for finals.
For finals, let's just clarify that. Yeah. But look, you'll see it's Friday night. We hope to see you up at Elizabeth on Saturday or Sunday or both days. I hope.
Great weekend of rugby. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
Get out there, enjoy it.
We'll see you then.
See ya.